Hi folks, it is the Reverend Stephen McHale, live on two wheels, coming to you from just outside the ferry building as I pedal my way along the Embarcadero. I am over here in the city today to visit someone at the hospital, and I have found that, for me at least, the most efficient way to get in and out of the city is to hop on my bicycle, grab the ferry or the BART, zip over, and then find a really pleasant ride through the great bike lanes over here to wherever I'm going. And then I'll be back over into the East Bay. It's going to be kind of a goofy, athletic, and theological day for me. So I'm on my bike right now. Got about 20 minutes to get to UCSF at the new hospital by the Basketball Palace. Then when I'm done there, I'll head back, either grab the boat or the BART, head to Alameda, and then I have my once a week appointment with my trainer, and I am still rebuilding the lower left quadrant of my body so it can function in a way that feels a little more like it used to me. It is a slow process still. Basically, I am working on flexibility and muscle mass to help stabilize the joint. The challenge right now appears to be that when I crashed at the bottom of a railing in a terrain park, I punched my femur through my meniscus, kind of turning it into, overcooked scrambled eggs, maybe that consistency. And they did stitch that up some when they went in to reconstruct the bone, but there is lingering damage from that. And so I've got to work on that. Then, so mostly what I'm doing, rather than performing more surgery, I am just building the muscle to stabilize it. In early August, they are going to take blood out of me and then centrifuge it and turn it into something called platelet-rich plasma, and inject that into my meniscus, and that may stimulate healing and growth in the cartilage. It is far from certain whether or not that works, but it's worth the gamble to see if it is effective at all. That is the update on my physical body. In other stuff. So from the bike to the hospital, back to the bike, public transport, bike, gym with trainer where he will torture me. Right now he has me going out in the alley behind the gym and dragging weights around, basically like I'm a horse plowing a field, backwards as fast as I can to build strength in my hamstrings. After that, I'm going to zip over to the Alameda Pastors Gathering at First Presbyterian Church. And it's not really Alameda Pastors. It's sort of Alameda progressive-ish Protestant pastors. So it's a handful of us, but we get together and talk about what's going on in our churches. Then back to the church, finally, where I'll get some work done. Reading the book that we've got to get done from Tuesday. I'm certainly behind on emails, as some of you know, quite personally. And there's a sermon to prepare. This Sunday in church, we are celebrating Pentecost. The tradition in our church and in most churches is on Pentecost to wear red. So if you have a red dress, put it on. If you have a red tie, wear it. Red socks, you name it. Put on your red, and we will welcome the Holy Spirit into our midst, or maybe acknowledge that she is already there with the celebration of Pentecost. We're getting a big lift this week from our Education for Ministry class. They're going to be taking over a lot of the roles in the service, and will be helping lead. And then we are going to have Jeremy, whose last name I can't quite remember right now. He is going to be at the church with us representing Alameda Pride. June is Pride Month, and we are giving away our plate collection to Alameda Pride. We collect the money during Pride Month, and then that money will go to support the Alameda Pride festivities that take place in October. So if you're able to give generously to that good cause. Over the next week, I am going to be scrambling to get a bunch of stuff done, because on Sunday the 15th at around 4 o'clock, my family and I are going to be sitting on a Qatar Airways jumbo jet, and we are going to take off and fly north over Oregon and Washington and British Columbia and the Yukon Territory, and eventually over the Arctic Ocean, and then down over Finland, across Eastern Europe, just skirting Russia because of, missiles and stuff, and then eventually landing in Qatar, which is a tiny little emirate on the Arabian Peninsula. We're going to be all bleary-eyed there for about 4 hours, and then we get back on a plane and fly across the Indian Ocean to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We're going to spend a couple weeks in Malaysia on family vacation. Now, you may ask, why Malaysia? And why are you traveling the wrong way around the planet? Wouldn't it be faster to, say, cross the Pacific Ocean, like most people do when they go to Southeast Asia? Great questions. We're traveling this way because we're doing this on airline miles. The tickets were free, and so we're traveling on an unusual itinerary. To break that up on the way home, we are going to spend a few nights in Qatar just to see what that's like. I have never been to the Middle East, so I'm curious. In Malaysia, we're going to spend some time in the cities doing cultural things, and also we're going to sort of little secluded, not very well developed beaches where we will swim. I am planning to do some scuba diving and mostly just enjoy our time together. It's going to be a long one for us. I'll be out 2 Sundays. I'm going to miss the 22nd and the 29th, and then we land on the 5th of July back in San Francisco, and I will be back on the job. We've got some great coverage in the interim, including a guest priest named Audrey McNerney, with Elizabeth Hood preaching on the 22nd, and then our own Lori Moyer taking the reins on the 29th. I wish you all very, very well. I wish I could be riding alongside of you, and I look forward to seeing you this coming Sunday. God bless you.